Hi, my name is Bryce from Teach Tek, and in this short video we're just going to be covering how to connect your laptop to the screen using a ScreenBeam. So what we have behind this display right now is just a ScreenBeam, so that's plugged into the display, so it's a separate box. And then on the home page we've selected the input, which is we've set as ScreenBeam, so we've selected that, and what we get presented with is our splash screen. Okay, so this is just basically the home page for ScreenBeam and what you're going to be seeing. A couple of key bits of information here that you really want to pay attention to is this top left-hand corner where it says Teach Tek. All right, that's just the name of the ScreenBeam. It's what it's been set to. So that may have room 10, room 15, whatever it is that's going to relate to the room that you're in. The reason that's so important is because that's what you're going to see on your casting menu or your connect menu. So when you try to connect to it, that's what you're looking for. The next thing to really pay attention to is how to project to it. So we can see that just here. Now with that, it says connect with Miracast, which is just the technology that's being used. Most people will use the Windows and K button. Okay, so we turn over to the laptop and we push Windows and K. So that brings up the cast menu. Now it's called the cast menu on this laptop. It can be called the connect menu. They both are the same, so it doesn't actually matter. What I see here is a list of available displays. Now what I'm looking for is the one called Teach Tek, because that's the one that's behind me here. So if I click on Teach Tek, that's going to connect. Now, that's a pretty quick process to connect. For me, on that time, I didn't get asked for a pin. If it was my first time connecting to this particular ScreenBeam, I'd be asked for a pin, and how that would appear is I'd just see in the middle of the screen, there'd be 4 digits. Using those 4 digits, I'd type that into my laptop and I'd connect. Generally, with how they're set up in most environments, you'll only have a one-off connection required or one-off pin required for connection. Following that, you'll just be able to connect freely every time. In some instances, you may encounter a time where you will have to put a pin in every time. It's a really simple, fast process, so it doesn't actually matter too much. Now, while we've got this open, I can obviously control the ScreenBeam, or the screen I should say, using my laptop here, but I also have touch input. So what I'm going to open is just the Microsoft Whiteboard app. So you can see that here. Again, my laptop itself can draw on this, so I can click on the pen down the bottom and I can draw along behind me, so you'll see that coming up behind me. Great thing about the ScreenBeam having minimal lag though means that I can grab my pen on this interactive display and I can utilize the touch feature to use it. So what I'm going to do is I'll just write a B. As you can see, there's a tiny bit of lag. It's always going to occur when you've got a wireless connection between two devices. But what happens with the ScreenBeam when you've got Microsoft Whiteboard working together is you'll see the actual line being written, but it won't fill out until maybe a quarter of a second behind, but it will be tracking exactly what you're doing, okay? And you will be able to see what you're writing. It just won't be in a solid line instantly, but you will have a bit of a shadow appearing there. Now, to disconnect from a ScreenBeam, it's quite an easy process. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to close Microsoft Whiteboard, going to click Windows and K again, and it's going to bring up that disconnect menu. Okay, so it's going to bring up the casting menu again, I should say, which I can disconnect from. So down this very bottom right hand corner, you can see disconnect. I'm going to click on that. And as you can see, my main display just goes back to the splash screen that appeared at the start. Thanks for watching the video. I hope you found it helpful.